Hey friends, welcome back to another video. My name is Bethany Noel if you're new here, and in today's video I have 9 book recommendations to recommend you all if you are in a reading slump. I have a couple of thrillers, I have a lot of romance, and I even threw in a fantasy, and I'm trying to like switch them up just a little bit to where I'm not recommending the same books over and over again. However, I did mention a lot of these books in like previous videos, but if you're new here, they all are kind of like meshed into one now. Now, before we even get started, I want to say happy Mother's Day, because when this video comes out tomorrow, it will be Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all of the beautiful, strong mothers out there, all of the stepmamas, biological mamas, adopted mamas, god mamas, all the mamas out there. Happy Mother's Day. I hope that today will be just a very relaxing day, just full of love for you, relaxation if that's what you are aspiring to have like me. I just hope that your Mother's Day is just amazing and it goes great for you, whether you have your children or whether you sent them off somewhere so you can have some me time. I hope that your Mother's Day is everything that you want it to be. Being a mother is just such a blessing. It is the most rewarding but hardest job out there. Don't let nobody tell you different. We are all out here doing the best that we can. So just continue to hold them babies and take care of yourself first and foremost. But anyways, now that we got that out the way, let's go ahead and get right into the video. All right. So the first book that I have here, if you want to get out of a reading slump, this is Shatter Me by Tahiri Mafi. This is a YA fantasy. Absolutely love this book series so very much. I have the entire series here. I actually plan on ordering the novellas as well, because this was, I think, the first fantasy that I have ever read that actually really got me into fantasy, to be quite honest with you. It's very easy to read, it's very fast paced, very easy to digest. You will freaking love the characters. Juliet, Adam, Warren. It's been a while since I read this, so I can't quite remember everybody. Let me see if I can just kind of skim and get some names up in here. I can't think of all the names, y'all, because it's been such a while since I read this, but I do know there's one specific character in here that we love so much, and he comes in. I don't know if he comes into this book or if he comes later in this book. I think his name starts with a K. If you know who I'm talking about, please let it be known in the comments. But the Shatter Me series, absolutely love this series. I rated every single one of these 5 stars. Now granted, when I did read this series, this was before I really had a feel of like my writing style and what was really 5 stars and what wasn't. But because I still think about this series to this day, I still will say that this is a 5-star series for me. So if you're trying to get out of a reading slump, if you love fantasy, if you're trying to get into fantasy, I think Shatter Me is a very great book to start with. The second book, and I'm gonna put these right here. The next book, where they're just all mixed in, that if you want to get out of a reading slump, it is The Housemate by Freida McFadden. Y'all know I just finished this book, I think last week. Oh my. I read 3 Freida McFadden books so far and I am obsessed. And honestly, speaking of The Housemate, I actually just ordered the second book to The Housemate. I think it's called Housemate's Secret, I think. I just ordered that, so that should be arriving by tomorrow. But if you are into thrillers, or if you're trying to get into thrillers, if you love like popcorn type thrillers, very fast paced, I think you can't probably go wrong with any Freida McFadden books at this point. I only read 3 of hers, which was The Teacher, Never Lie, and now The Housemate. And I think all of them was 4 or 5 stars, probably 5 stars for me. Absolutely love her writing. Very easy to digest, very easy to follow along. She keeps you at the edge of your seat, literally. It is a page turner. Her writing is exceptional. Absolutely absolutely love The Housemate, and I love Frida McFadden's writing. So I feel like if you're in a reading slump and if you're just looking for something fast-paced that's really going to get you hooked fast, I think The Housemate is the way to go. The third book, which is another thriller, and I actually just finished this, I believe on yesterday. It is The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. 5 freaking stars. Y'all, when I tell you I ate this book up, I ate it up. This is following Sarah and her husband Adam. It's Adam, right? Yes, Sarah and her husband Adam. Sarah is a successful, very smart defensive attorney. She's probably like the best defensive attorney ever in this book. And then you have Adam, which is her husband. He is a writer, but he's a struggling writer. It's really hard for him to get his books off the ground. I believe he only had 1 successful book, and then all his other books after that just plummeted, and he's been struggling to just get that momentum back going. So Adam ended up getting caught in an affair with this woman named Kelly Summers, and she was actually murdered, and he is like the #1 suspect in her murder, and Sarah is actually his defense attorney in the case. That's crazy, right? She's defending her husband, who was on trial for murder for an affair that she was not aware of. Y'all, this book was so good. I did actually a close friends on this book and The Housemate, and both of the close friends for both of those books were so successful. We had so much fun. There were so many things that I was saying about these books, I just could not put them down. This was the first book of Geneva Rose, and when I tell you I've read, and when I tell you that I am obsessed with this lady's writing, I am obsessed with how she writes, her writing style, the plot, I mean, this book was so good. I had a few followers that were like upset about the ending. They felt a little bit deceived by how the ending of the book, but I had some people who were like me that was obsessed with it, because it's like, wow, she's a freaking genius. And I just love how she wrote the story and how she just kind of like made it into something that you just wouldn't have expected. Even if you maybe would have guessed, there was still a big old plot to it that still just completely blew your mind. Y'all, please don't mind my nail. Just to preface, I cannot get my nails done probably until Sunday or Monday, so we're gonna rock with these chewed up nails until I get it done. So just don't even look at it, and don't say nothing to me in the comments about it. But The Perfect Marriage, this is a great thriller. I think this will probably be the #1 thriller I recommend you as of right now if you want to get out of a reading slump. The next book we have here that I don't think I ever introduced to y'all on this channel is The Selection by Kiera Cass. This is a series, and I've read this I think 2 years ago or maybe a year ago. I don't know if I read this in 2022 or 2023, but this is such a cute little YA. I don't know if they would call this fantasy or dystopian, I don't know, but I absolutely love this book. It's called The Selection. I feel like if you're a Bridgerton girly, if you love like movies like or TV shows like Bridgerton, then I feel like you would like The Selection as well. Again, it's been a while since I read this, so I'm going to go ahead and read the back of it so you know what it's about. It says, for 35 girls, the selection is the chance of a lifetime. The opportunity to be swept up in a world of glittering gowns and priceless jewels. To live in a palace and compete for the hearts of gorgeous Prince Maxim. But for America's singer, being selected is a nightmare. It means turning her back on her secret love with Aspen, who is a case below her, and leaving her home to enter a fierce competition for a crown she doesn't want. Then America meets Prince Maxim. Gradually, she begins to realize that the life she's always dreamed of may not compare to a future she never imagined. Just reading this, I just got all the feels all over again, y'all. This book was so cute. Again, this is a YA, so this isn't heavy on the spice. This isn't anything like that. These are like young, very young adults. I don't even remember. I think they're teenagers. Maybe like 18, 19. I don't even think anybody is over like the age of like, ooh, what happened to my book right here? I don't think anybody is like over the age of like 21. I don't even think they're that old. I think they may be like 16, 17. They're teens. So Absolutely love this entire series. I have all of the books up at the top. They're short, they're quick, they're sweet. I believe they're on Kindle Unlimited. If not, you could probably get it off of Libby. But absolutely loved it. If you're looking for something quick, fast-paced, something you can easily digest, the Selection series is a good one. So that was the 4th book. The 5th book, which is what I'm still in the middle of reading, I'm about 80% done with the book. It's Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. And y'all, I know I'm not done with this book, but when I tell you I'm obsessed, I am obsessed. Obsessed. This is already a 5-star read for me. This is literally a 5-star read. I have been reading it on my Kindle. But let me tell y'all what this book is reminding me of. It's a show on Netflix that I've watched a while ago, but I just have not kept up with it. Virgin River. This is reminding me of the show on Netflix, Virgin River. Small town. I think Virgin River is like, she was a nurse and she applied, or a doctor, and she applied for like a small town job, a nurse job in like a small town or something like that. I haven't watched that show in forever, and I haven't watched it in a long time. But this book, when I was reading it, it literally reminded me of Virgin River on Netflix. And this is my first Abby Jimenez book, and I am obsessed. When I tell you I'm obsessed for the characters, I absolutely love Daniel. Love Daniel. I love Alexis. I love Alexis' friend Bree. The whole small town of Wakan or Wacken, I don't know how you say it. Oh my goodness. Alright, the tropes are age gap romance. So Alexis is actually almost 10 years older than Daniel. She is 37 and he is 28. It's giving small town romance. It's giving forbidden romance. It's giving almost love at first sight. Almost, not really love at first sight, but almost like immediate attraction. What else is it giving? It's giving country boy. It's giving like what is the word I'm looking for? It's giving carpenter boy with like doctor woman, like I don't fit in your world, you don't fit in my world. Like, I'm not going into too much detail because you all need to stay tuned for Wednesday's vlog, because I'm about to really like dive into this book for sure on Wednesday. But yes, if you need to get out of a reading slump and you're a romance girly, this needs to be the first book that you gravitate towards, to Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. And I'm really hoping that the second book, Yours Truly, is about her friend Bree. I'm not sure at all, but I do know Bree is having trouble with finding her a good man, Savannah, in this book. So I can only think that might be about her. I don't know, we'll see. Or maybe Liz and Brian, maybe, I don't know. But this book is everything. I am obsessed. Definitely a 5-star read for me, and I'm not even done with it. So definitely grab this book. The next book here that will help you get out of a reading slump is another romance. Y'all know I'm a romance girly. It's Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. 5-star read for me. This is not your typical romance type of book, not by any means necessary. And I mentioned this book a couple of times on this channel already, so you all know how much I feel about this book. But this is another small town romance type book. You have two characters, one that has been stuck in a small town where everybody just isolate him and treats him just so freaking terribly, not even knowing what happened to the boy, but don't even know the real reason and the backstory on why he can literally shake that whole town up. And this following this other girl, I think her name is Bree. It's been a while, it's been a little minute, and I can't quite remember her name, but I think her name is Bree. And Bree has left her town to flee from something that just has been eating up at her, and she just needed a change of pace, a change of scenery. So then she goes to Archer small town, and she is just so curious and trying to figure out this mysterious Archer and what he is all about. And yeah, this book was everything. 5-star read for me. Yes, Samia? Huh? You're welcome. Sorry about that, y'all. Mom, like, but the 7th book, I think this is the 7th book that will help you get out of a reading slump. Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop ate this book up. The girls are fighting over the book boyfriend Rome. But this is following Janelle Cross and Rome Martin. And what happens is Janelle is the maid of honor for her sister's wedding. But the gag is, baby, her sister is engaged to Janelle's ex-fiance. Is it her fiance or ex-boyfriend? I don't remember if they were engaged or if they were just boyfriend, girlfriend, but that was her man. Her sister is engaged to her ex. Yes. And Rome is her ex best friend, so he's the best man. Y'all, this book is messy and it will piss you off. But Rome is such a great man. Janelle is such an outstanding, extraordinary woman. And it just will get on your nerves because pretty much they are, let me read the back of it because it's hard for me to explain it in the capacity that I want you all to grasp it. So it says, you are cordially invited to the wedding of Emery Cross and Arnold Hightower. And now a toast from the maid of honor, Janelle Cross. Hi everyone, thank you for being here. Some of you may know me as the sister of the bride. Some of you may know me as the ex-girlfriend of the groom. But I'm willing to bet none of you know me as the woman secretly sleeping with the best man. I am. I knew I was going to give this book justice. That's why I read that. I know, I'm just as surprised as you. It was only supposed to be for the week, but every kiss, adventure, and stolen moment with Rome Martin feels like it could last forever. Oh well, what happens in Tulum stays in Tulum. Y'all, absolutely love this book. And one scene that's literally specifically just sticks with me, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but I remember she likes to read. I'm gonna spoil it. I don't even want to ruin it for y'all. Just know, if you want to get out of a reading slump, this book will do it for you. You're not going to be able to put the book down. You're not going to be able to put the book down. So, Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. The 8th book is Real by Kennedy Ryan. Y'all, I read this book so long ago, so I'm definitely going to read the back of this one as well. This one was so freaking good. I rated this 5 stars. I think this was one of the first Kennedy Ryan books that I read before I let go. And love this book so much. And this is when I knew I was hooked to Kennedy Ryan when I read Before I Let Go. But when I read Real, I was like, her catalog go crazy. So this one says, one moment in the spotlight. For months I stood by, an understudy, waiting in the wings, preparing for my time to shine. I never imagined he would watch in the audience that night. Kanan Holt. Famous film director, fascinating, talented, fine. Before I could catch my breath, everything changed. I went from backstage Broadway to center stage Hollywood. From being unknown to my name, Neva Saint on everyone's lips. Kanan cast me in a star-studded Harlem Renaissance biopic, catapulting me into another stratosphere. But stars shine brightest in the dead of night. So this is like forbidden attraction. This is what's on the back. Forbidden attraction, scandal, and circumstances beyond my control to jeopardize my dream. Y'all, need I say more? This book was so good. And it almost could be like a historical fiction romance, kinda, in a way. Only because the way, this was like a Hollywood Renaissance novel. So they're telling like a story of what happened like back in the day in this world, and they're like bringing it to life. But it's not your typical historical romance type of girly, because that's not me. But this book is like, it's telling a story, if that makes sense. It's really, really, really good. If you need something that's gonna get you out of a book slump, this is it. But just know, any Kennedy Ryan book that you pick up is going to be a bit heavy. So if you're in like a sad mood and you're trying not to be even more sadder, maybe stick with the fluffier books. But if you needed something that's real, something that you can feel something that is relatable to you, pick up any Kennedy Ryan book. And the 9th and last book is going to be Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This is still to this day my favorite book of all books that I've ever read. Absolutely love this book. I am going to read the back of it as well because I just don't want to not do the synopsis justice. This is a 5-star read for me, especially if you are a black woman, an older woman, a married woman, anything like that, a mother, anything. I highly suggest you read this book. But this says, their love was supposed to last forever, but when life delivered blow after devastating blow, Yasmin and Josiah Wade found that love alone couldn't solve or save everything. It couldn't save their marriage. Yasmin wasn't prepared for how her life fell apart, but she's finally starting to find joy again. She and Josiah have found a new rhythm, co-parenting their 2 kids and running a thriving business together. Yet, like magnets, they're always drawn back to each other, and now they're beginning to wonder if they're truly ready to let go of everything they once had. Soon, one stolen kiss leads to another and then more. It's hot, it's illicit, it's all good until old wounds reopen. Is it too late for them to find forever, or could they even be better the second time around? So this is second chance romance. This is not enemies to lovers, not at all, because they were never enemies. They just was a married couple that got divorced. Really, every time I think about this book, I just get all the feels again. Like, I love Yasmin and Josiah. Their second book came out about Soledad and Judah, and I accidentally called Judah Josiah because I still can't get Yasmin and Josiah out of my head. So this is still my favorite book of all time, and this book will for sure get you out of a book slump. So that is all, friends. All right, so we have all 9 books here. Ooh, y'all know this always happens to me. We have all 9 books here that will easily get you out of a book slump. We have, you know, some fantasy, some thriller, a lot of romance. So we have Before I Let Go, Real, Only for the Weak, Archer's Voice, Part of Your World, The Selection, The Perfect Marriage, The Housemate, and Shatter Me. So these are all the books that I would highly recommend you if you wanted to get out of a book slump. I have many more. So if you want another video like this, just let me know. But in the meantime, again, happy Mother's Day to all the mommies out there. And I hope you all enjoy your Sunday, and I will see you in Wednesday's vlog. Bye, friends.